My office is on the 7th floor of Bunge Tower. So I had a bird's eye view of what was going on. And we had complained about the armed men who had been brought. They did not have any identifying mark other than the sniper rifles they had, and they had a red whatever.
After the BBC Africa Eye released one of its most outstanding documentaries, Busia Senator Okiya Omtata has gone ahead to declare that the story as revealed in the documentary has not been properly told. Senator Omtata says that there was no violence from the protesters. He says that the destruction inside Parliament was actually planned, and after the snipers had killed the people, they had to create a backdrop to justify the violence. Listen up to the story as Senator Omtata tells it.
So, from my side, initially we had said that we go and meet the protesters and have them address us. Some of us volunteered, but the security people would not allow us to do that. We were stopped. And then the breaching. First of all, I believe that if the Kenyan police wanted to stop anybody from getting into Parliament, there was no force that could overpower the police. The police allowed it. The police simply allowed the thing to happen. They pulled back, but the people who are in civilian, whom we think we don't know who they answered to, are the people who are pulling people down. And I think after the first few shots were fired, that's when there was that surge that came in. And when you go to Parliament, there's damage in Parliament to areas where I know the protesters never reached. So the question is, who was damaging these things? The damage was engineered by somebody else, and even if you look at it, you have not seen anybody with a Motolov. Even the police lorry, why was it allowed to burn to ashes? There were many vehicles with water that would put it out. How do you burn a mahogany table to ashes within minutes? What accelerant are you using? The story in Parliament has not been told. Why is it that the tables were shown broken and not the plates which were used for eating that food? You see? So you begin analyzing what happened there. It was after the snipers had killed people, they had to create a backdrop to justify the violence. That young man who said, Mr. Speaker, sir, he was inside the people's chamber. Did he threaten anybody? And so, when they ran into the tunnel, and some of us had tried to prevail on the National Assembly. First of all, there's been a conspiracy between the National Assembly and the executive not to bring the budget to the Senate, because the Senate are very few people. We have a Senate of 67. The nominated senators, that's 16 women and representing youth and disability, the four, do not have a vote. So the only people who vote are the elected senators. So we are only 67. We are able to have a meeting of minds on anything. And that's what the executive has been trying to avoid. So where even the constitution is very clear, the budget is supposed to come to the Senate, but from Uhuru days, they have never done it. They have avoided the Senate. So we are largely bystanders to what was happening. But when these people began running into the tunnels and what have you, when the place had been breached, you would realize that there was no violence from the protesters. You saw the the disabled member of parliament, the bishop. He was not harassed. And even very many MPs who ran into these young people, they were not harassed. Nobody was harassed. No MP was hit. People were mocked, yes, but being hit, nobody was hit. That much I can say. So from where I was and from what I saw, there was no justification for that kind of violence. But I still believe that if anybody knows if anybody has got any sense, he should have seen that the police stepped back.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I watched the BBC Africa Eye documentary about the Blood Parliament that was released by the BBC, and I have come to the conclusion that the story was not so well told. And this was probably due to the fear of consequences that would result when you prick the consciousness of the powers that be. Now, we are well aware that after the release of the BBC documentary, that to some extent pricked the consciousness of the government of Kenya, the authorities in the Republic of Kenya have made the BBC to cancel the screening of that documentary titled Blood Parliament. And it leaves us wondering whether the independent media outlet can also be influenced by local politics. Now, at the end of the day, this is all that I had for you in this video, guys. Do let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more informative content such as this. And in the event you're watching for the first time, please remember to check out my YouTube channel, and I guarantee you will be treated to a ton of recent content on politics, policy, and governance issues in our country. I am committed to informing, educating, and entertaining in a manner that mainstream media cannot. If you like my content, don't hesitate to reach out to me through the social media links available at the description of my channel. Right, guys, let us meet up in the video that's coming right after this.